They talk in terms of Atmanirbhar, whereas the dependency on oil and gas has gone up to 90%. A person in Congress has the audacity to say that you need to be silent, and silence is statecraft. If you are subservient to America, that will serve your cause. Absolutely wrong.
Dr. John Brittas.
Thank you very much, Madam. See, we are discussing appropriation when a war is being waged in West Asia. I don't know whether the government has taken note of the impact that it is going to play on our economies. So my assessment is that if the oil price goes up like this, there would be a cumulative impact of 1.5 to 2 lakh crore on India. Has this government factored this? Honorable Civil Aviation Ministry is here. The entire civil aviation sector is disrupted. Without his information, without his knowledge, they have jacked up the price of the tickets. Even a surcharge has been imposed. I know that you don't have any control over them, and you don't want to control them also. Every sector is reeling under huge pressure. So one word which we always listen to them is that Atmanirbhar. Now, when we are discussing what is the dependence on import of oil and gas, 20 years back, if you look at the statistics, the former Prime Minister is here. Sir, you will support me. The dependence was 70%. Devagowdaji, it was 70%. Now you are supporting BJP. You know what is the dependence? 90%. They talk in terms of Atmanirbhar, whereas the dependency on oil and gas has gone up to 90%. What were they doing? I challenge you, Mr. Agarwal. You come with the data. I will place records on the table of the House, sir. Sir, now from mining, fertilizers, pharmaceuticals, every sector, there is a complete mayhem. Lakhs of people are unemployed. The media talks in terms of only closing down of restaurants. It's beyond that. How it is going to affect the Indian economy? That is the basic question. Now, Madam, the remittance is something like 16 lakh crore. Kerala alone gets a remittance of 2.2 lakh crore. What will happen to this remittance? What is the condition of the diaspora? There is almost 1 crore people in the Middle East. 10% of Kerala resides in the Middle East. A bleak future is staring at them, sir. The government doesn't have anything to say about it. Madam, nowadays there is a coinage of strategic autonomy. Even Pramod Tiwari, your close friend and CWC member, Shashi Tharoor says that silence is statecraft. A country of 140 crore population, a leader of non-aligned movement, you need to be a mute spectator to the happenings in the global politics. And a person in Congress has the audacity to say that you need to be silent, and silence is statecraft. I was earnestly waiting from Pramod Tiwari to stand up and say that we don't approve of the stand of these people. He hasn't said, he hasn't uttered a word, sir. Madam, there is a thing in that if you are subservient to America, that will serve your cause. Absolutely wrong. Raised in our dialogue, just hardly a week back, the Deputy State Secretary came here and said they will not repeat the mistake they did with China 20 years back. That means you don't need to expect any reciprocity or help from United States. What did Marco Rubio spoke in Munich? He said that the Western hegemony, dominance will not cease. They will not stop with the civilization. They will not stop with the colonization. And even now we think that, see, abject surrender to America's interest will help our economy. Madam, let us be very clear about it. We need to speak up against this immoral, illegal war. when 165 children were killed in a bomb attack in a Tehran school, I expected the government to stand up and speak. When the supreme leader of Iran was assassinated, I thought there would be a condemnation from this government. Whereas the advisors of this government advise that condolence, that is a belated condolence, is sufficient. No need of a condemnation. What did Jawaharlal Nehru talked about foreign policy? We will not forfeit the hard-won freedom for any material benefits. The so-called disciples of Jawaharlal Nehru needs to think about the words spoke by Jawaharlal Nehru on foreign policy. Madam, at this juncture, I feel that the government needs to brief this House. 2003, when there was a war unleashed against Iraq, this same parliament passed a resolution condemning that war attack on Iraq. Mr. Agarwal, you know who was the Prime Minister at that time. It was none other than Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Now, when there is an illegal war fought, our Indian Parliament is a mute spectator. Economy is intrinsically linked to the global politics. So when we discuss in terms of appropriation or finance bill, we need to take note of even the minutest change that is happening in the global politics. I will take just half a minute only. Madam, I want the finance minister to come forthright about the impact this war is going to have on Indian economy. And for information, madam, every Indian has to pay an additional tax for the reckless war that has been unleashed by Donald Trump and Netanyahu. And our country was seen as a cheerleader just before 48 hours when this war was triggered and unleashed. Our Prime Minister was seen hugging and embracing Netanyahu. Even the Western allies would not have gone to Tel Aviv to support Israel. So my submission to this government is that please come forthright the impact of this war on every sector, how it is going to affect the Indian citizens.
Thank you.
And unless you do that, we will not be doing justice to any of these so-called parliamentary practices of appropriation or finance bill. Thank you very much, ma'am.